Today, the world stands at a crossroads of fear and misunderstanding. Headlines shout about nuclear threats, military alliances, and political chaos, but beneath the noise lies a deeper story. A story about economics, survival, and the struggle for global power. Let's go beyond propaganda and look at what's really happening. Breaking news from Pyongyang shocks the world, statements suggesting a readiness for defensive escalation. But North Korea's message isn't random. It's calculated, deliberate, and deeply tied to its sense of isolation and insecurity. Every announcement from Pyongyang is a signal, not just a threat. And behind that signal lies a demand for recognition, respect, and relevance in a world that often treats them as invisible. Analysts are divided. Some see North Korea's comments about Gaza as a show of solidarity with anti-Western movements. Others argue it's political theater, a strategic attempt to reposition itself in global politics. But in both cases, the motive is clear: to challenge U.S. influence and expose the double standards of global diplomacy. North Korea's support for Gaza is less about ideology and more about strategy, connecting struggles to strengthen its narrative against Western power. To understand Pyongyang, we must look beyond the sound bites. Its communication style is rooted in psychological warfare and deterrence. By amplifying fear, it forces global powers to engage on its terms. It's not just shouting to be heard, it's shouting to negotiate. Every threat, every statement is part of an economic and political bargaining game, not random aggression. Since the 1950s, North Korea has learned one painful lesson: those who appear weak are ignored, those who appear dangerous are negotiated with. From the Cuban Missile Crisis to Iraq and Libya, history teaches the same truth: nuclear deterrence is survival currency in a world ruled by power. Politics. This is why Pyongyang plays its role so carefully, balancing fear and restraint, defiance and diplomacy. Default text: global response is predictable: condemnation from the West, cautious silence from allies, and alarm in the media. But beneath the surface, diplomatic channels stay open. China and Russia quietly urge restraint, while Western governments leverage the moment to justify defense spending. In the end, everyone uses the crisis to advance their own agenda. The game is not about peace, it's about positioning. When we talk about North Korea, he explains, we're not just talking about missiles, we're talking about economics, sanctions, trade isolation, and control of global capital are all tools of modern warfare. North Korea's defiance is an economic statement: you cannot starve us into obedience. And this defiance resonates in a world increasingly tired of Western economic dominance. Fear sells and media knows it. Each headline, each breaking alert, fuels the illusion of imminent disaster. But fear distracts us from truth. Behind every nuclear threat lies a network of political interests, economic motives, and narrative control. The real danger is not the missile, it's the manipulation of public perception. Propaganda works because it simplifies, it divides the world into good guys and bad guys. But real life isn't that simple. Every nation acts in self-interest, shaped by history, economy, and survival instinct. If we truly seek peace, we must first understand and not demonize the forces that drive conflict. At the heart of every conflict are human beings, families, workers, and citizens who want safety, dignity, and peace. When governments play games of power, it's the people who pay the price. Let's remember, our greatest weapon is not fear, it's understanding. And our greatest strength is not domination, it's humanity. North Korea has officially recognized Palestine since 1988 and regards it as the legitimate government of historic Palestinian territory excluding the Golan Heights. Wikipedia. In multilateral forums, North Korea frequently votes in favor of Palestinian rights and criticizes Israeli policies. Some analysts suggest North Korea has supplied weapons or military equipment to militant groups in the Middle East, including Hamas, possibly as a means to generate foreign currency under sanctions. CSIS Plus to NK News. North Korea News Plus to North Korean support can thus include material aid, though verifying exact deliveries and their scale is difficult because much of it is covert, routed through intermediaries. North Korea has repeatedly used nuclear and missile threats in past crises, e.g. 1990s nuclear standoff, missile launches in 2017 to gain diplomatic leverage. The logic: if you appear defensible and unpredictable, adversaries must engage with you diplomatically or militarily.